Welcome to part 2. Alright, so we are going to be starting our middle and finishing the end of our story. Okay, so in order to do part 2, we need to get the story that we were working on yesterday. Alright, so we need to find that sizzling start. Okay, if you go to Drive, then Recent, the file should be called My Narrative. Okay, so if you go to your Drive and you click on Recent, it should be called My Narrative, unless you've called it something different. All right, but just go to Drive and then Recent, and then it should be here. So double click that and it should open up. And here I have my sizzling start from yesterday. Charging at her brother's bedroom door, Anna used all her strength to force it open. Some siblings can be the best of friends, but for these two, Anna and Suckin, they are more like the worst of enemies. Anna, the more adventurous than the two, prefers to be outdoors. She likes to hunt for animals and creatures. She will often be in trouble from her dad, King Vered, for misbehaving and being up to no good. On the other hand, Slicken is the opposite. He is a quiet and shy boy who likes to read books and prefers to be inside rather than outside. Okay? So if I just look at my plan, I need to develop into the sister going missing. Alright, so Anna's going to go missing, and then at the end, she's going to be found. Okay, it's going to be a happy ending. Okay? If you click on this slide, there are resources here to help. Okay? If you're stuck or unsure about how to start your sentence, click on this. Right? It comes up with some good sentence starters. Okay? There was no way of getting out. Through the window, I could see shadowy shapes. I felt so alone and frightened. Alright, so you can change that letter I, the pronoun, to the one of your characters in the story. Anna felt so alone and frightened. Okay? Crash, there was a flash of light. It wasn't fun, but it had to be done. Okay? Trust me, Slicken said. Okay, you can just swap out the pronoun and put in the name of your character. Alright? And other things are, we've got some descriptive language. So if you click on that, it'll be a list of adjectives you can use, connectives and adverbs. So if you click on adverbs, you'll get something that looks like this. All right. Courageously, crossly, cruelly, weakly, punctually. All right. Early. All right, let's go with early. All right, I'm going to go with early. I'm going to start my next paragraph with early. Okay. Let's go. Early one morning. Okay. Early one morning, Anna. Oh, comma. So this is me using I'm using some linking words here. All right. So I'll highlight these. Highlight this and let's go. Let's go green. Okay. Early one morning, and then I want to go back to normal. Early one morning, Anna and Slicken were in a huge disagreement over which game was better. Let's just say archery or swordplay, archery or sword play. Okay. So the brother and sister, they like to fight. Okay. Let's chuck in some dialogue. Stop it. Oops. Let's again. Oh. Stop it at once. And then Slicken were in a huge disagreement over which game was better, archery or swordplay. Stop it at once, said Dad. His face was like a raging bull. Okay, that's my first simile. His face was like a raging bull. Okay. So far I'm doing pretty well. Right, I've got linking words in there, and I've got my simile that I've just used. Okay. His face was like a raging bull. And you could go on to develop this, right, if you want. Seconds later, in fact, that's another one. Seconds later, Anna went outside. Anna went outside. So Slicken followed. Okay. And again, these are linking words. I'm just going to highlight them in green. You can use these if you wish. So Slicken followed. Once outside. So I'm linking what I've said before, outside. Once outside. And again, feel free to use these words, okay? Slicken called out to Anna. Where are you? Oops. Where are you? And then all of a sudden, boo. Because Anna loves to wind up her brother. Slicken got the fright of his life. Okay. So we've got a bit of dialogue here. Let's go scare the cat. Let's go scare the cat. Yelled at Anna. Right, Anna's quite a energetic person. And I can show that by the words that I use, yell, instead of whispered or said, you know. Slicken did not like to be alone and looked ahead to see a dark tunnel. Dun dun dun! Okay. So, as another linking word. Right, these are going to be very important. Okay, as you write, as Slicken came through the other side. Ooh, his new environment. Yeah, environment was magical. Suddenly, the sun disappeared. And again, I could go on to describe that new environment. You know, was it covered in snow? Was it covered in sand? Was it covered in gummy bears? Suddenly, the sun disappeared behind a mountain. And he could not see his sister anymore. Alright, that was in my plan. She goes missing. She's gone missing, alright? This is me in the middle of my story. So you always have to have that in your mind as you're trying to write, alright? Think about your plan, think about where the story's going at all times, alright? Cannot see where. So he's where was his sister? He thought. Right? He scrambled around looking for her and came across a sign which read, that read, oh, remember the Arctic Dragons Mountain. Dun dun dun. So I've got my 3 characters in here. I've got Anna, Slicken, and the dragon, Diablo. Okay, I could go and introduce him, but I'm just going to go ahead with the story. Okay, just keep writing. Beyond the sign or gate, beyond. So again, that's another linking word. It's a good one. Feel free to use it. Beyond the gate, he could see a bunch of icy sculptures. He did not recognize any until the last one. It was Anna. It was Anna. Oh no. What had happened? He thought. Was she going to be frozen forever? Right, this is going to be a good story. Without thinking, boom, linking words. All right, I'm going on to a new idea. I'm going on to a new paragraph. All right. Without thinking, he threw his hands around. Maybe not hands, arms around her. I mean, they hated each other, but they still loved one another because they're brother and sister. They're family. You know what I mean? Family is important. So he's going to get really upset with tears rolling down his face. He began to feel warmer. It was then that he realized the huge chunk of ice that was his sister had thawed. So that's what happens when you take something out of the freezer, it thaws. That was his sister had thawed, and it was Anna. And there she was. Sup, bruh? Sup, bro? Sup, bruh? Sup, bro? Joked Anna. Right, typical Anna fashion. Anna's pretty cool, she's pretty hip, she's pretty street. Sup, bro? Joked, yeah, I said that. Joked Anna. Okay, she's not yelling, she's not shouting, she's joking, do you know? Now we must run away before the evil ice dragon comes back. The two of them ran off holding hands never never letting go. Okay. So they've realized that they need each other. Okay. Another good. So if I'm thinking like, what can I use to like go into a nice ending? You can go back to your adverbs. I'm going to go with today, tomorrow, last, lately. Okay, it's not quite there. It might be there. Right, but I'm going to go with lastly. No. So my story. As they arrived home, finally. Eventually, as they arrived home and flopped onto the kitchen floor, Anna gave Slicken a big hug and thanked him for saving her. Anna didn't try to scare him anymore. She respected him and the way he was. As for Slicken, he didn't stay indoors anymore. He enjoyed going on adventures with his sister. They knew that if they stuck together, they could deal with anything. And that's the end of my story. Okay? I've got a beginning, I've got a sizzling starter, I've got the middle, and I've got the end. Alright? The end is good when you use kind of like concluding words, like finally, eventually. Maybe not use words like in conclusion, because they're more used for like persuasive writing. But and that's about it. All right, so good luck with that. That was part 2. There is also part 3. All right, so once you've written your story, you're going to send your story to your teacher and also to one other person in your class or community. Right? If you want to send it to, you can send it to a maximum of 5 people. Okay? And then join me for part 3.